Assalamualaikum and welcome to the very first episode of What's Up? This talk show where we will be talking and discussing about life, work, and passion. So, my first question to you guys, what's up? Well, maybe some of you guys have been busy working 24/7, building a comfortable place for your family. Or maybe some of you guys have been busy and saving up money for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody! But amidst the happiness that we have for this Christmas, don't forget that there are people out there that doesn't have the privilege to be happy because of the massive flash flood that happened to a number of places before. My condolences towards the victim and their families who were affected. Don't forget, you guys, you can share your happiness with them by volunteering and donating basic needs. All right, before we move to our first episode's topic, let's watch this video.
And you feel this is equivalent to what we picked out when we first placed the order?
Yes, absolutely. I think it'll hold up just as well as the original, and the color is almost an exact match.
Well, you're the expert. I appreciate your help.
Well, that's what I'm here for. And thank you for being patient with the delays. Some of these higher end materials, they can be problematic.
Well, I think that takes care of everything. I'll touch base with you again in a few days.
All right. Thank you for your order. We appreciate the business.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Hey, Nancy.
Yeah.
I can't believe you can say all that to his face.
What? Say what?
Well, the delivery date for starters. It wasn't because the supplier messed up.
What's the difference? It's better to blame it on someone else rather than us, right?
Us? Wasn't it you that just didn't get around to placing the order on time? In higher end materials, you substituted the cheapest stuff in our warehouse. You know the color is off and that it won't hold up as well. At the very least, you should give them the lower rate for that material.
Whatever. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, it's more money for the company and a higher commission for me. It's a win-win.
I just don't see how anybody's winning. Not the company and not you either.
So, for this first episode, we're gonna look into workplace etiquette, specifically behavioral ethics in workplace. Well, maybe some of you will say, nah, it's not that important, but it is important to make sure that the employer and the employee can cooperate with each other to achieve the company's or organization goals. Now, for this topic, we invited three individuals who excel in their field, and we're gonna ask how important behavioral ethics in workplace. So, without further ado, our first guest is Miss Aliana Biha, one of what director of Merpati Assets in Nuremberg, one of the well-known companies
Hello.
that deals with real estate in Malaysia. How are you, Miss Alia?
Hello, I'm so good. Thank you for inviting me. And hello, how are you to you guys? Are you guys fine?
All right, I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Miss Alia. All right, next, our second guest. We have Miss Ersi, a public relations staff of Carrot Storm Management, has over
Hello
11 years
guys.
of working experience, and she has received numerous awards like Performance Award 2018, Employee of the Month 2018, Department MVP Awards 2019, and Most Recognized Employee Awards 2020. How are you, Miss Ersi?
Hello guys. Thank you, Mr. Farhan. Yes, I'm good. Thank you for inviting me to this talk show, and I'm glad to have this time with you guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming, Miss Ersi. And our last but not least, our final guest is Miss Nur Shafika, Human Resource Director of Mawa Corporation in Nuremberg, and she has working experience over 11 years also. How are you, Miss Shafika?
Hi everyone, I'm good. Thank you for inviting me in this talk show.
Okay, thank you. So, for our session, we will begin with the question. So, for the opening question, I would like to ask Mrs. Miss Alia, as one of the board director in your company, can you share with us basic behavior ethics required in your company?
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Actually, I believe that all companies have almost the same ethics rules, especially in terms of behavior, right? So I can say most of the company in the Malaysia especially require their employee, no matter if the employee is permanent or contract, to follow the behavior ethics, especially the basic one, which is to follow the company rules, good communication skills, responsible accountability, professionalism, trust, and respect among colleagues in the company. This ethic is very, very important to follow because it is to ensure the organization achieve maximum or higher output of productivity, and besides that, it is good for their career growth. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Miss Alia, for the explanation. So, okay, Miss Ersi, regarding to the list of ethics that Miss Alia explains now, do you think that should every workers have those behavioral ethics? And if so, why do you think the behavioral is important?
Okay, thank you for that first question. I think in this talk show there are two questions. Thank you for the first question. And yes, of course I truly agree and believe that every employee or worker in a big or small company should have mastered all the behavior ethics that been stated by Miss Alia just now, and I truly agree with that. And first thing first, it is important to understand that ethical behavior in the workplace can stimulate positive worker behaviors that lead to organizational growth. And also, if just like an unethical behavior, it can lead to an organizational demise. And the importance of the behavioral ethics amongst employees is it can give positive impacts and benefits to improve business performance and also outcomes. And yeah, the perception of ethical behavioral can increase employee performance, job satisfaction, and also trust. And yeah, maybe in this talk show we more discuss in depth about behavioral ethics, but there are also some small ethics that worker need to focus on, which is personal appearance, manners, and also behavior that can be seen through our communication, not only with worker, but also with people outside. And yeah, to win an award in a workplace, it is not focusing only on how much or how many we contribute or give achievements to company, but also how we manage ourselves and how we communicate with other workers as well, and how accountable and trustworthy we are as an employee. And yeah, as a PR staff in comms management, behavior and manners are the most important ethics that can make our company successful, whether locally or and also internationally, as we build a good relationship with one another and with the customer too, through showing good behavioral and manners in communication. So that's it.
Okay, Miss Ersi, thank you. That's a lovely explanation. So let's move on to Miss Shafika. So, Miss Shafika, as a HR director, what are the common ethical problems usually occur in your company? Please share it with us.
Thank you for the question. I believe that every company would face the same common ethics problem. There are so many common ethics problems happen in company. And as a HR director, I would say that I already face a lot of problem related to ethic problem. Common ethic problem happen in company is unethical leadership, This may come in obvious form, like manipulating numbers in a report, or spending money company in a in inappropriate activities. Sorry. Uh, in my opinion, every company would face the same thing. Second, common ethic problem happen in companies, toxic workplace culture. This thing happens when the organization harms by unethical leadership. As we can see, most of the company hiring for culture fit. It can cause a smoke screen for discriminations, which can result in more ethical issues and legal ramifications. Last but not least, discrimination and harassment always happen in company. Discrimination and harassment usually based on race, gender, disability, or age. This could be mentally towards an other group. For example, women are good fit for our group. So this common ethic problem would affecting the job performance. I think that's it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shah. Okay, let's move on back to Ms. Alia. So, Ms. Alia, just now that you have mentioned that there are certain basic types of behavior ethics. Can you please explain more about it and so that our audience can understand more? Please.
All right. Yes, sure. It is very important and very simple to understand. I start with the basic one, the first one, which is the company rules. For new contract staff, the company will require them to sign document including agreement form and company rules. Employees will also be provided guidelines and a general rule book to follow. General rules such as lateness, dress code, language, and many more in the book. Second is effective communication. It's very important when dealing with problem while working. Less effective communication skills might cause employees to violate company rules and law. Next, developing professional relationship not only cultivate teamwork among employees, but also help in individual career growth, just like I said just now, among employees. It can grow the professional relationship with colleague inside or outside the organization. Indirectly, can grow productivity. Besides that, the relationship between superior and employee facilitates sharing ideas and knowledge. Next, professionalism is a professional standard that every employee should do. Informal language in the workplace is very unprofessional. This standard should be held high and applied in every department in the office. It includes language, relationship among colleague and customer, and types of work. Next is accountability is also positive attitude for employee that should employees follow. One of the reasons that can change the talent is a lack of accountability. Lack of accountability can lead to your boss thinking that you have an I don't care type of attitude. And next is hold the trust. Employees cannot do something that can make your superior less trust in you. Remember that. For example, if you get the trust from your boss to handle one project and you need to prepare a proposal or a proposal to present, but you keep on delaying the submission, you might lose the trust from your boss. The last one is to respect your colleague. Doesn't matter if you work with a junior, senior, cleaning officer, or others, they should all be treated nicely. For example, as a director myself, I need my staff to respect each other to help increase the productivity among them. And we can achieve our objective. Giving a constructive criticism and positive word will help them to try their best and better in the future. That's all from me.
All right. So, Miss Ersi, as a HR staff, you probably have experience dealing with all types of workers. So, could you share some tips to be a work a worker who is with good ethics, please?
Okay, so for me, everything that been stated by Miss Ali just now were not only the type of ethics, but that everyone need to know, but it were also the tips that needed for a worker. As me myself, I did follow everything that been stated just now in my company also. And yeah, to add on that, as a worker, we can look for someone that can be role model and be open to change. Like I said, look for someone is we can see in one person who is always positive, calm, and confident in themselves, not only in our company, but also maybe an outsider. And yeah, as me myself, I have this one friend, which is she already moved to new company. She has a problem, but she never merged her her personal life with her work life. And yeah, that behavioral ethics of her in workplace influenced me and make me to become me now with a lot of achievements. And I am so thankful for that. And I'm not saying I'm a good worker, but every day is a new day to learn something new from our surrounding and to become the better person of ourselves. And next, what I can say is we can build relationship with other staff or employee, because in the workplace we are not working alone. But if we are a freelancer, we can. But I think a freelancer also need to communicate with other people as well. And yeah, we need to work on creating meaningful bonds with supervisor and also co-workers. And we need to find ways to be helpful to others and offer them support when they need it. And yeah, this last tips that I can give is just now I said open to change, which one of the major characteristic of a good ethic at workplace. It is adaptability. It happens when our workplace goes through changes. We need to embrace it. And yeah, we need to find ways to work with sudden changes and use them to everything we can do. And in this way, we might be ahead of other employees. And the fact that this was one of the tips or one of the reason to many awards that I've been achieved. And yeah, so that's some tips I can give, and I hope it can be useful to everyone of us here. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Ersi. So, Ms. Shafika, why this common ethical problem happen and how do we deal with it?
For me, ethical problems happen because of lack of integrity and organizational relationship problem itself. These things might affect the common ethics problem. So, as a HR director, I'm actually find a solution to this problem, which is introduce a policy. With the policy, would enforce codes of ethics that clearly state the definitions of and the punishment for employee misconduct. This document provide information about company mission statements and philosophy, and they define the standard to which employee must hold themselves. Second, provide resource and education. In my opinion, employers must provide educational opportunities for all employees in order to successfully implement policy changes and set goals for senior leaders and managers. The last one is employ a confidential system to alleviate this issue. Managers should set up a confidential system for reporting ethical violations. Similarly, managers should set confidential system for handle disciplines confidentially to protect the privacy of those they need to confront. I think that's all for me.
All right, guys. With that explanation, we have reached the end of our first episode. Thank you all of our guests, and our guys, tune in to next episode on the same channel, same day, same time. So this is what's up. Goodbye. Thank you, everyone.